Hey everybody, it's time to read a book, and this is another funny one called A Porcupine Named Fluffy. What? Does that sound like a good name for a porcupine? Fluffy? Seriously? I mean, Spike, maybe? A porcupine named Fluffy. When Mr. and Mrs. Porcupine had their first child, they were delighted. Now, they needed a name. Should they call him Lance? No, Lance sounded too fierce. Should they call him Needle Loser? Prickles? Pokey? Quillian? Together, then they had an idea. Let's call him Fluffy. It's such a pretty name, Fluffy. But soon there came a time when Fluffy began to doubt that he was actually Fluffy. He first became suspicious when he backed into a door and stuck fast. That was not a Fluffy thing to do. He was even more convinced when he accidentally slept on his back and poked holes in the mattress. A very unfluffy thing to do. When he tried to carry an umbrella, he knew the truth without a doubt. Oh man, I think he's going to get wet. Fluffy definitely wasn't. So he decided to become fluffier. Clouds are fluffy, he thought. I'll be a cloud. But he couldn't step. I know. Pillows are fluffy, he said. I'll be a pillow. But when his mother sat on him, she was not pleased. He tried soaking in a bubble bath for 45 minutes, but he did not become fluffy. He became soggy. You ever eat soggy food like cornflakes that have been in the milk too long? Yuck. He tried whipped cream. He put a little on each quill. It was not easy, and it took more than half a day. But this did not make Fluffy fluffy. They should have named me Gooey, he sighed. He ate a lot of fluffy marshmallows. He rolled in shaving cream and feathers. He even tried to become a bunny. Those are fluffy. But the truth remained. Fluffy wasn't. One afternoon, Fluffy set out for a walk, trying to think of ways to become fluffy. Before long, he met a very large rhinoceros. "Grr," said the rhinoceros. "I'm going to give you a rough time." Fluffy did not know what a rough time was, but he didn't like the sound of it all. Uh, "What's your name, small prickly thing?" asked the rhinoceros unkindly. "Fluffy," said Fluffy. The rhinoceros smiled. He giggled. Then he laughed out loud and rolled on the ground. He jiggled and slapped his knee. He roared with laughter. "A porcupine named Fluffy," howled the rhinoceros. Fluffy was embarrassed, but he tried to be polite. "And oh, what is your name?" he inquired. "I can't say it," giggled the rhinoceros. "Hubert?" suggested Fluffy. "Oh, I just can't say it. I'm laughing so hard," said the rhinoceros. "Harold? Or maybe Hermit?" asked Fluffy. "No," gasped the rhinoceros. "It's Hippo." "What? Hippo? A rhinoceros named Hippo?" Fluffy smiled. He giggled, and he laughed out loud. He giggled and jiggled and slapped his knees. He howled with laughter. A rhinoceros! The hippo! Fluffy cried. A porcupine named Fluffy? A rhinoceros named Hippo? It was almost more than they could bear. Hippo and Fluffy rolled on the ground, giggling and laughing until tears came to their eyes. At last, they lay exhausted on the ground. From that time on, they were the best of friends. And Fluffy didn't mind being Fluffy anymore, even though he wasn't a rose by any other name. Is it not still a rose? Would it not smell as sweet? William Shakespeare.